stuff. Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
I know a lot of useless stuff.
And so does Ryan Holmes. He's actually more of a nerd than I thought at the beginning. But okay, I want to kick it off with this, just real quick. Okay, nerdy news. Okay, so obviously, Batman, big big superhero, and then now you got the guy that's going to play Batman, Robert Pattinson, saying that Batman is not a superhero because he doesn't have superpowers. That is Boulder Dash.
No, it's not.
That is.
The definition of superpower. He's just a regular hero.
By the way, when you say superhero, that's the first guy that comes to your mind is either Batman or Superman.
Superman is superhero. It's being superpowered makes you a superhero. You're just a regular. He's just a rich guy with a bunch of tools. Firemen are heroes. They're not superheroes.
So is Green Lantern a superhero?
Yes, because he has powers.
No, he doesn't. No, his ring.
It's a ring has powers.
He doesn't have, but he has the ring. He was given the ring. That makes it. If he's in control of superpowers, then he's a superhero.
So if Batman has a outfit, he has a big Iron Man outfit. So is he a superhero when he's in that outfit?
Yes, because Iron Man's a superhero.
So if he's got the Batmobile is a serious piece of machinery, does that make him super?
If he's in the Batmobile. If he gets out of the Batmobile, regular guy.
All of his special gadgets that he has around here makes him super.
Batman is a superhero.
Okay, then by my argument, then Tony Stark not a superhero then.
No, Tony Stark, of course.
He's just a guy with a suit.
Green Lantern can't be a superhero.
Iron Man's a superhero.
Take the ring away, he's not super.
But Tony Stark's superpower is that he's a super genius.
No, he wears the outfit. He's good at using the outfit.
He built the outfit, though.
Yes, Batman is the world's greatest detective. And also, when it comes to martial arts, nobody can beat Batman in martial arts.
He's a super karate guy, but he's not a superhero.
But we've now agreed that you could put something on yourself that makes you super.
No. No,
you're pulling the Green Lantern thing?
I'm pulling my...
So Green Lantern, not a superhero anymore.
But the ring is magic. It's not a machine. It's not...
So a magic... So what if it allowed him to lift 50 cars? Would that be magic or would that be something? So the requirement of Harry Potter makes you a superhero.
Yes.
So now you're saying Iron Man's not a superhero?
By this logic, the guy the Blade Runner guy from Kenya is a superhero because he has metal legs and runs faster than other people.
Is Blaine a supervillain? Bane?
He has a thing that makes him super strong, so yes.
Okay, so he uses artificial means to become a supervillain.
If Batman were to hold the hammer of Thor, while he's holding the hammer of Thor, he is a superhero. It puts the hammer down, back to regular hero.
And here's the thing, Batman...
So Thor is not a superhero then?
Thor is strong already on his own and can fly, so
you take the hammer
he's a god.
You take a hammer
away
from
he's not a superhero. He's a god.
He becomes human.
He's a god. Different thing.
Without the cane and the hammer, he's a human.
Yeah.
And if you cross universes, Batman could not even hold the Thor's hammer.
He wouldn't be worthy because he's too pathetic.
Yeah, he wouldn't be worthy. He's got all kinds of mental issues. He's a nut. He's a vigilante. He's a vigilante. He's off his nut.
Okay.
But he is one of the main superheroes. Is he not in the Justice League? Bingo.
Yeah, but he's the worst Justice League member.
Oh, please.
So everybody else in the Justice League could beat up Batman.
No.
Fair fight, they could.
Okay, you obviously are a moron. You didn't see Superman versus Batman. Who won?
Well, that was Kryptonite.
Batman won.
That was Kryptonite. I'm talking.
That's because he was smart enough
I don't know if he quite won because he put him through the building. He goes, listen, I don't want to fight and through 10 walls.
Oh, what are you talking about? He's sitting there with the spear over him, ready to kill him, and he because he said to Martha, "Oh, now I'm not going to kill you."
You take Aquaman, anybody, you put him in an octagon, UFC style. He has no gadgets. And Superman's still Superman. He beats Batman every time, 1,000%.
But that's the thing about he's smart enough to have gadgets. He knows how to make stuff. That's why Batman is the man.
So if you're on a desert island for some reason with any of the heroes, and you got to fight it out to see who lives, Batman loses first.
Yeah, then he's in bad shape. Yeah. If he has no stuff, if he's butt naked, he's in trouble.
Yes.
I don't know. He'll put some coconuts together and come up with something.
Yeah, if they're all butt naked, then Batman loses.
when now you're invoking Gilligan's Island rules.
Yes,
he will build a radio out of coconuts and live his life.
He might be able to do that. Yeah,
I'm a firm believer. You see, when my people go a little nutty, but Patterson, hey, do me a favor, Robert, you're killing me. You don't have 1 minute of screen time dressed as Batman, and you say stupid things.
Yeah, already talking Batman.
Shut up. It's like you were bitching about vampires before you walked on the set of Twilight.
But that's what makes Batman cooler, because he's not a superhero and he hangs with the superheroes still. He still can be at their level, just being a regular dude.
But he has
vigilante.
tools. Like Superman, he beats Superman because he's got the little kryptonite in his pocket. These are little things.
He's smart. He's the world's greatest detective. He's the world's greatest kung fu man. And
I don't know if he's the world's greatest kung fu man.
He's up there.
He's good.
He could be Conor McGregor.
He's good. League of Assassins. He could get it. Birds of Prey. We're doing that this weekend.
Yeah.
We're going to do it on Thursday night. We have 170 people to give me their honest opinion on whether this is a good or bad movie. There are no reviews because DC has put out, Warner Brothers has put through AT&T, their parent company, has put out a thing saying, no, we're not doing it.
It's almost like you just have one character, and that is Harley Quinn. The other ones, you don't really know. I mean, there's no Joker's not.
I'm actually rooting. I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for it.
Yeah.
I want to go in and I want to root for this movie.
Yeah,
because
until I was like Rosie Perez.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Rosie Perez. They showed her White Man Can't Jump. I mean,
that was 1994.
I feel like she's only in it because of the Weinstein trial. Like, there's going to be some kind of like pro lady, Me Too kind of situation. She's in the midst of all of that. They're like, come on, Rosie.
Well, Mr. J was kind of an abuser, so maybe Joker kind of abused her.
I wonder why they didn't have and maybe that will be one of the things that like the Joker does show up, kind of a thing. But it looks like he's not in it at all.
Which one?
You got to be Leto.
Jared.
No,
Jared
I don't think he's in it. He's got a bad
Jared
taste.
Leto's
in his mouth.
pissed, and it ain't Joker juice. He's pissed.
Yeah,
and I'd be pissed too. They get him to do this. They go, hey, guess what? You're this fantastic actor. Did he just win an Oscar for what's that movie where he had to get thin and everything?
Yeah. Dallas Club. Dallas Club, yeah.
He just does this thing, and they said, this is what we're going to do for you.
Yeah,
and this is almost exactly how Ryan Reynolds got screwed in Deadpool. The same screw job. When he goes on, he takes a sub part that he shouldn't do. The promise you're going to make this big movie, and then afterwards, hey, guess what? Not only are we not do it, we're going to do it, but you're not going to be the actor.
They did that in
Joker.
Yeah,
Jared Leto was supposed to be Joker, and it's not like it was done by a different company. No, this is DC. This is Warner Brothers who did this, and they chose to go, screw you. You're not getting.
Well, his Joker in Suicide Squad got mixed reviews. People were like, I liked it, but a lot of people didn't like it.
Well, he wasn't in the movie. He was in the movie for 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes of Joker in that movie, technically, and he's passing it up with Will Smith, whose Deadshot was like. And I mean, there's a lot of boring stuff in that movie.
Yeah, they just had him just like a mumble rapper, which is not. It just wasn't the Joker to me. I'm like, he looks like any guy that would be like have an album out on SoundCloud.
Yeah, he didn't laugh enough. I needed a Joker laugh, and he really didn't get one.
But that's not his fault. They said, "Listen, this is your line. This is you get what you get."
But anyway, the part about Suicide Squad I did like was when the Joker was in it, and then I did like all the stuff with Harley Quinn. But I don't think Harley Quinn can hold the entire movie can be about her. Maybe I'm gonna be wrong.
I burned through the cartoon series that you hated.
Yeah.
On Disney Universe. I mean, not Disney, but DC Universe.
The R-rated one?
And it actually got a little funnier. But it's still, I think the goal of that was we're going to drop a bunch of F-bombs. That was a problem. The woman.
Do you see a cartoon boob in it?
No cartoon boobs.
I'm not in for it. Yeah.
Well, hey, that would have been anime porn. You got to go walk away from.
On the Super Bowl, there were a lot of spots, commercials for Disney Plus and the upcoming Marvel stuff. And though I am a DC guy, I will admit Marvel is definitely winning in the battle, even though it looks like Joker. Well, Joaquin Phoenix will win for Best Actor, but Joker will not win for Best Film. It'll be 1917. But still, DC gets a little bit of credit for having a movie that is even in contention. But Marvel's still in the lead, and what I saw as far as the movies or shows or whatever they are that's coming out on DC Plus look pretty good. What do we have that's coming out?
You got Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, and WandaVision. WandaVision is from the Scarlet Witch from Avengers with Vision. And Loki is, of course, Loki. And what's kind of funny is they showed him. A lot of people don't catch this stuff because I have geekness, but they have him in a prison uniform. Loki's in like a prison uniform. You don't realize. And there's a little symbol on this thing. Well, Marvel Universe has what they call the time variants, which are time cops, who if you screw with the time, they capture you. So he's wearing one of their logos on.
Oh, really?
On there.
That's cool.
It's kind of like on his prison outfit. So I think that was the case with that one. Also, I forgot who's.
What was Captain America? I saw Captain America.
Okay,
Falcon.
what they did was here's the thing in the comic books when Steve Rogers gave up being Captain America.
Yeah.
The question is who became the government took the costume from him.
Mm-hmm.
The government says we own the rights. You don't get to tell us what to do. So they take the rights and they take the shield and everything else and they give it to Walker. And Walker was a military guy who had mental issues and went off the deep end. You know, he didn't have the mental fortitude to do the job. And that's the one they show in the commercials where they had this guy kind of like walk out in the Super Bowl scene dressed as a pseudo Captain America. And that's Walker. Now you also have Falcon, who was, you know, Captain America says, listen, I want you to be. So I think Falcon's going to hold the real shield. And I think the government's going to have their own version who's going to go off the deep end. And it's probably going to be the Falcon's job to pull him back. So that's my opinion of that. So we'll see how that goes.
But everything I saw looked really good. It looked like stuff you'd pay to go see in the movie theater.
Yeah, it really the production value.
The production value looked great. Yeah, and I know you're a big Marvel fan. I mean, which one are you excited about?
I'm so excited because I just last night I rewatched Avengers Endgame. I hadn't seen it since that night we saw it in theaters. And I cried like a little baby while I watched it. Like it really got to me, and I was like, "This is such a great, perfect superhero movie." And
really?
Yes. Yeah.
Are you talking at the funeral, or what are you talking about?
I'm talking.
When's the first teardrop?
I'm trying to think when I first. Oh, Spider-Man comes back.
Pulled out his belly, and it was fat.
When everybody comes back, and Spider-Man's reunited, and the whole thing. Tony Stark dies. I mean, it was there's a lot of really touching moments in that movie. Plus, on top of being a perfect superhero movie at the same time, so that was a ton of fun. So anything Marvel, they do such a great job with that stuff. DC just kind of lets me down every time. And
it's just funny how perspective is. I can watch Justice League like once a week. I love it. I just love the whole movie.
I need to rewatch that because I only saw that on a plane on a screen that was like this big.
Oh, you should watch it on a big screen and watch. I mean, I don't know.
I'll give it a shot. You just like seeing Batman again. I
like seeing Batman. I like the joke. I like
when the Superman comes back and the Flash sees him out of the corner of his eyes, and Superman sees
funny.
him out. That's
when Aquaman is sitting on the lasso of truth, and he starts. There's a lot of funny stuff in it. I thought it was a great movie.
Lasso of truth. Batman holds out. He's a superhero. Same thing. Back to the original art.
If
Batman had the lasso, then he'd have something magic, and he'd have magic powers.
Polygraph technicians aren't superheroes. Same thing.
But Wonder Woman is a superhero, right?
But she's super strong and can fly.
Yeah.
Well, she's an Amazonian.
And she's an Amazon. Yeah.
All right. Here's a little secret. Loki, the show Loki that's coming out, Owen Wilson's going to be in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Where the hell's he been?
Working on his. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's around. I really like that actor. I really like the Owen Wilson character, and I don't know why we don't see more of him. It's probably because he keeps trying to do sequels that aren't funny.
I like him.
You know what I'm talking about when he did the what was the model one that was terrible?
Zoolander.
Oh, Zoolander.
Oof.
Yeah. He's done a lot of funny stuff though.
Yeah, I liked him. And Jackie Chan. I don't see enough of Jackie Chan anymore. Maybe he's too old. I would love to see a new Jackie Chan movie.
I imagine he probably has. Because
what happened to Rush Hour 4?
He did.
Come on, Rush Hour 4. Chris Tucker, bring Chris Tucker back.
That's all Chris Tucker does in the Rush Hour movies, right?
And those were all funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I laughed. I mean, what about?
I'm in and out of Chris Tucker, but Jackie Chan, like his movies were awesome because he was doing those stunts and he does them for real. Because at the end of every Jackie Chan movie, they show the bloopers of him messing up the stunt, and he gets beat up.
Jeff, did you ever finish Dracula?
Last night I did.
Okay. So for those that don't know, Dracula is 3 episodes.
It's 300 hour and 20-minute episodes.
Hour 20. So it's like 3 movies, basically. And spoiler alert or whatever, we're going to talk about it. So if you don't want to, but basically it's from 3 different time zones because Dracula can live forever.
Here's the problem. 1, I liked. 2, I think they were saving money by having the whole thing on a boat.
I love that.
It was all on a boat for an hour and 20 minutes.
I still liked it then.
I loved it. Yeah.
I was going, okay, I get it. And
but then when they come to the current time.
Don't waste it. But the current time, that surprised me when they hit the beach and there was a helicopter over them.
That was awesome.
That got me. The lawyer bit where the lawyer shows up and gets him out.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous, man. I don't know British law at all, but that seemed a little bit ridiculous.
Olivia, how does the guy walk in? And somehow they give him an iPad that allows him. He knows how to use Wi-Fi.
That's great, yeah.
You know?
Well, because when he sucks the blood of people, he gets their memories. So
but he didn't suck anybody's blood.
But he also, it was weird. He didn't know what a refrigerator was, but he knew how to use Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It broke its own rules.
My favorite was when she pulls down the drapes, right? And he's like, "Oh, it's the light." She's like, "Shut up, that ain't real." And he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "But you've been believing that story forever." I thought that was absolutely hilarious because because sunlight doesn't kill Dracula. But I don't know. You didn't like that?
I thought there were funny things about it. The first one got me because it felt epic. Then the other two felt episodic. So, but I liked it. Yeah,
I thought it was fun.
It didn't hit me like the Sherlock, like Moffat's work on Sherlock, where every episode was like brilliant. You go, wow, that's brilliant.
Moffat has this real fear of cremation. That's what I got from that. Like, because there was there's Doctor Who episodes were like about cremation and how you shouldn't be cremated, and he's like afraid of it or something. And then this one had a whole thing about being cremated and you shouldn't be doing it.
I gotta tell you, until I recently have to deal with some deaths, and there are people that are really against cremation. I mean,
because God forbid you're still there.
They think it's blasphemy. You know, it's and there's nowhere in the Bible that it says that you can't be cremated.
Yeah.
But there are people that think that it says that. And man, that was a big thing in some situations.
Well, Jews have very specific ruls on burial, so that and
also for
like tattoos, you can't be buried. A Jew can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery if they have tattoos.
Yeah. Tattoos are bad for some reason.
Well, they were really bad in the 40s. That was.
What happens with that then? Like if somebody who escaped a concentration camp and they got a tattoo forced upon them.
You know, some people I
think Jewish God would give them a break.
They sneak them in Jewish God. Their God, damn it.
Jewish
the same guy. You know, we share the same God. You know,
well, there's different rules.
We weren't too big on the sun. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
It's like somebody was talking to me about that the other day. They were getting into it. I said, listen, I said the Old Testament, New Testament is kind of like the Terminator 1 and Terminator 2. Terminator 2 was such a more popular movie than Terminator 1. So the sequel did better. So that's the one time where the sequel does better.
Right.
So
I've never seen Terminator 1.
It's pretty good. Hey, so this weekend are the Academy Awards. Now, I did my best to try to see every movie that has been nominated. I had no interest.
You're still not going. You haven't gone to the Hitler movie yet.
I'm going to watch it today. Jojo Rabbit. And I'll tell you why. I watched the guy. The guy that made it though. He gave the reasons why it's okay to do it. And he said, "Listen,
I'm a sellout. I can do that."
He didn't say. He said because Germans hate being made fun of. So his way, he's making fun of them really, really bad, and he's really getting at them. And I'm like,
that would be the same if the neo-Nazi was being haunted by a funny Martin Luther King. I guarantee that wouldn't fly. But somehow my people, I want you to know something. My people are willing to stick their own penises in their own butts for the hell of it.
Hey, watch what you say.
You can say penises and butts.
No, you really can't. No, you can't describe that. Okay. No, we can't.
We do that all the time. We sit there and smile when Mel Gibson is in the room with us. I mean, stop it.
Well, it was a Jewish
Hitler movie. Was real cute.
It's a Jewish guy that made the movie.
I know. We sell out. Okay. My people sit there with Mel Gibson in the room. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I saw a Ford versus Ferrari.
Ford versus Fiero.
Ford versus Ferrari, and it was really, really good. I saw Marriage; it was all right. I saw what else is nominated? Joker,
Parasite
obviously,
or something like that.
I can't. Jeff, this is
I can't read.
I can't read the subtitle and watch the movie at the same time. I'm sitting there reading. What did he just do? And I'm like, so I had to turn it off. I did not care for it. I gave it a shot. Didn't care for it. Little Women pisses me off because the director is a whiny crybaby bitch because I didn't get nominated. So
you're not going to watch it at all?
No, I'm not watching it.
You should watch, man. What if you think it's amazing?
Whine and cry. I don't want to see Little Women.
I have a question. Did it change? It's the same story, right?
It's the same story.
Same story.
Okay, so they're going, every 20 years we're going to do another Little Women because we have to.
And she's whining and crying about it, so I don't want to see that. So I am going to see Jojo Rabbit, but I'm telling you right now, I've seen them all. 1917, best movie I've seen in forever. Loved it.
I gotta see that one, man.
I took one for the team last night for us. I went to go see The Gentleman. with Matthew McConaughey.
I heard it was a hunk of crap.
Guy Ritchie, I don't know whether Madonna's hoo-ha just screwed him up, but he has not put out a decent movie in so long.
Yeah, I know.
And he directed this thing. And here's the problem with Matthew McConaughey. I think I need to not see a Buick commercial for 20 years before I can see him in a movie.
Why? Because they cheap?
Because they start the movie off and there's a voiceover. There's an over. What do they call the thing when they put the voiceover? A voiceover.
Yeah.
The voiceover when he's sitting there and I swear I'm waiting for the Buick to come in.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh, this sucks.
He's a likable cat though, man.
I'm sure he's a likable guy, but this movie, the problem is that it's selling that same character that the Buick does.
All right.
And I'm going, oh, he's a killer, and there were some good parts, but Colin Farrell steals this movie.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Colin Farrell is in the movie for about 8 minutes.
He was great
and delivers perfectly.
And he's going to be the Penguin in the new Batman.
Yeah, I love that. I've always liked him.
Okay,
I like that.
I liked him as Shot. What was he in
Bullseye?
Bullseye. He was Bullseye
and Daredevil.
Oh, he was great. He has those crazy eyes.
Yeah, it's a shame that your boy Ben Affleck just took that to the town.
You know what? If Ben Affleck makes me mad, he was a great Batman and he just blew it because he's alcohol problems, right?
It makes me sad because guys like that who they're always in the public eye and everything they do. I mean, he's won an Oscar. I mean, didn't he do The Town? And they did.
I believe he's won an Oscar.
That one Argo.
Yeah, Argo. I mean, he was such a professional dude, and I think what happened.
And he's married to Jennifer Gardner. She's so beautiful.
And Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, he wasn't married to her. They
were married.
This is what happened. He was actually. You know what she's worth?
No.
$500 million.
Wow.
Yeah. $500 million.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a lot of simoleons to walk away from. But he was in Vancouver. He was partying with the guys, kind of like a pseudo bachelor party. And you can't do bachelor parties out in public when you're a celebrity.
It's not a good idea.
And he got busted doing something with some Vancouver stripper.
And she left him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
it's a shame because I hear Jennifer Gardner's a good girl too. She's nice.
She's from Charleston, West Virginia.
But we don't know who she is. We don't know. These celebrities, they come off nice and everything else. Then you meet him, you go, yeah. You don't know.
You're right. Hey, how was Charlie Hunnam in the movie you saw last night?
He was fantastic. He was.
That's a guy. I mean, when he was on what's the TV show he became famous on? The biker one. Not the Outlaws.
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. When he's on Sons, he was cool as hell in that. I really liked him, and I was hoping that he would have a good film career. But he's done some stinkers already.
He was good in it. He was solid. Like I said, he was solid. Colin was solid. I mean, there were some people in there that it's just weird when you see guys pop up and you go, "Oh, I know that actor." And the story wouldn't have been bad, but it was just drawn out.
So, okay, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
So you went to the movies last night.
I went to the movies.
And instead of going to see 1917, which I've been telling you is a goddamn good movie, you went and saw a piece of crap.
I wanted some humor. They said it was a funny movie.
Okay.
I needed some humor. I didn't just, the problem with the war movie, you got to go in with some energy. When you're depressed or you're tired, you want to laugh. And I was going, okay, so I'm willing to bet, let's say in 1917, were probably the amount of people you saw killed in that movie. 1917 people get blown up.
No. That's the reason I don't know if you remember when I was telling you last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever. I don't like war movies because I don't like to see people getting killed.
Yeah.
There are deaths in it, but it's not the gruesome deaths and stuff is not. That's the reason I did not like Saving Private Ryan. This is not really about the deaths, and there are a couple. This is about their journey to get through, and the camera shot. You're going with them the whole time,
right.
And you're like, oh my god, I hope. And you see something way in the background, you're like, what the hell is that? And all of a sudden it comes, and it is part of the movie. It really is a great film.
I mean, was your heart in your neck?
Yeah,
I didn't need that.
Okay, yeah.
I was looking for some peace.
Okay, this wouldn't give you peace. You flip it out.
I wanted to hear some stupid jokes. I was really in the mood. It's a long week sometimes for me.
I got you.
So I was looking for some stupidity, and I got just enough to get me over the edge.
What all did you do in St. Augustine? Well, I know you took your. By the way, Jeff Kaufman is a personal injury attorney. If we haven't mentioned that, Kaufman and Lynn.
Click. Okay.
No, it's real quick. But I don't want you to turn the chair. I don't want you to turn it off. But he is, and you took your entire your group, everybody that works with you, to St. Augustine, which is one of my favorite places in the world. Shout out to Scott York, who has got a place there and lets me go there all the time.
Scotty told me where to eat. Yeah.
Oh, did Scotty tell you where to eat?
I talked to him. He was going, hey, maybe we can meet. I said, when are you going to be out of here? I'm leaving in 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, we can't meet.
Oh yeah. Scotty doesn't like. He's there all the time, so he wants to get out there.
But he eats at the Floridian. There are some cool places he eats at. So I bring 26 people with me.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to me, I'm going to give somebody some advice. You got to go with this. When you're going on a vacation, you're going to do a lot of drinking. You go, oh, we're going to drink. Don't kill yourself on the first night.
Yeah.
Pace yourself.
Pace yourself.
Because, you're going to be carried out. You're going to have a bad time. You're going to be sick the whole trip. So we lost one within like an hour.
Now, did you remember the bars you went to? Did you go to Tradewinds? Is my favorite.
I was carried into a couple different ones. I walked from place to place.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great alcohol. I went to the Ice Bar. Is hooked to the
okay. You went to fancy places.
Well, no. Well, this was different. The it's called the St. Augustine Distillery, and they make their own stuff.
You've been there, yeah.
So
love
the one thing, and here's another piece of advice: any place that has a distillery and then they have a little bar, they want you to believe that their stuff is the best in the world. So they make sure that they make the best drinks you've ever tasted ever.
Yeah.
So I would say the Ice Bar had some of the best alcohol. I took Craig. Craig and I got a little feeling pretty good there. We had a couple of those.
The place I'm telling you, Tradewin, it's like a Southern rock. I mean, just a dirty place, but it is awesome. It's like the best band and this old dude that plays. It's awesome.
Is it the one that's open? Like it's like super open.
It's kind of open, but it's smoky inside. It's old like Southern rock bar. Tradewind's been there forever.
You got to pay for this. My people go to me, hey, we want to go do some karaoke. Yeah, I'd like to get my thing smacked with a ping pong paddle. Let's do that. So, but they want to go out and do this stuff, and I'm taking one for the team. So they go to this hokum bar in the middle of nowhere, and they can pretend that they're like real people, like tough people. They're not. They go, hey, can we get fireballs? Can we get lemon vodka? Let me explain what they got here. They got vodka and like stuff in cans if you want to put it in there. And I murdered a couple people. I did Tom Petty. I killed them all over again. It was bad.
Oh, are you saying?
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't choose. They go, hey, let's play it. I go, yeah, Free Falling from
that's a hard one. That's a hard one.
I said, there's no way I'm hitting those.
So I told this story on the Monsters today, but this is a true story. I'm sitting we're laying in bed, and me and Mary Ellen are talking. I'm like, oh, and it was her, not me. She's like, look, poor Jeff. He's having breakfast by himself and he's reading a comic book. He's got nobody with him. And I'm like, he's probably okay. But
Russ is going to screw him. What are we doing today?
So you had breakfast alone with a comic book.
This is what a geek does. This is what a geek does.
Nerdy news.
The nerdy news, geek guy, whatever you want to call me. Everyone wants to get hammered and they're drinking hard. And I'm like, listen, it's too loud. Let's do this. I've had enough. There's a lot of people yelling, the women are hitting high notes that they shouldn't hit. And I go, I got to get away. And I find the one comic book store in the back. I don't know how I find it. It must be like, people have Gator. I have Comic Car. I can find a comic book store wherever I'm at. And they have no new comic books, and they have just like a box. And I find out the new Fantastic Four #1 is in there. I haven't read it.
Because they stopped making Fantastic Four.
It came out 11 months ago, and I go, huh? And it was $5. I said, you know what? I'm going to enjoy the hell out of this comic book that I hadn't seen. It's cold. It was like 30 degrees. I go, where can I go where I'm not going to be disturbed? I see the ice cream store. Nobody's getting ice cream when it's 35. I walk in there. Do you make coffee? Yeah, we make coffee. I sat down. I read that comic book. And I was at peace.
Some old guy came in here reading a comic book.
Some old dude.
Some old dudes reading a comic book. All right, so I used to love Fantastic Four. I actually think I had more Fantastic Four comic books as a kid than I did Batman, believe it or not. So I know it went away. So Fantastic Four #1, then bringing it back. How does it compare? How is it? I mean, give me the review.
I enjoyed the first issue. There was a little political stuff in there, but the issue is this: is that Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm, and their kids have left to this other dimension, and you have the Human Torch, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm are stuck on Earth, and they think they're dead. They think they went away. I think they're dead. They're not coming back, blah, blah, blah. And everyone's going, oh, they're coming back. They're coming back. And the Thing has given up on it. The Thing has given up on it. He's, wants to he asked Alicia Masters to marry him. And
she said no. She said no.
No, she said yeah.
Oh.
And the Human Torch is going, how could you give up on them? How can you give up on them? And somebody fires, one of the Yancey street gangs breaks into the Fantastic Four Museum and blows off the gun that shows that the four in the sky. So Johnny Storm, we're back. And of course, Ben Grimm goes, we're not back. And they're back. And at the end, you realize, oh no, they're in space. They're suddenly the big four, and they realize, oh, they're still alive. They send us a signal. So that reminds me of the old, the way Marvel used to tell a story.
What political angle were they taking?
She-Hulk used to be a member of the Fantastic Four in later incarnations, and then there was another character that was supposedly her boyfriend who now became gay.
Oh God.
So
why you got to mix that in with everything? I mean,
that happens.
Hey, listen, it's like California. You don't know. So it happens.
Whatever.
I mean, I don't.
Are you a big She-Hulk fan? She's a lawyer.
No.
She's a lawyer.
She never did great lawyering. See, and neither did Matt Murdock. Matt Murdock would walk in and go, "Oh, I can tell he's lying." That's not great lawyering. You just know you're cheating.
Well, maybe that was his superpower.
Oh, if I knew. Well, hold on.
What?
It's not fair if you're competing in a legal arena against people who aren't.
He can tell because he has super hearing, and he can tell whether
he can tell the heartbeats. So if I know somebody's lying and I can lead them, that's unfair. Now I do that through natural ability.
Batman being a regular person with a bunch of superheroes.
Batman doesn't have a. He trained himself. He worked at this. Matt Murdock got hit in the eyes with a nuclear canister, a radioactive canister. I mean, that's a whole different thing. He didn't earn those powers.
So you say Batman's just a hero, not a superhero? You're a moron.
I'm not listening. No, he's one of these millennials. He can't help it.
Oh yeah.
Is he? What are you? What are you? I mean, I know what I am, but what do they define you as? They're like every 10 years they go, no, this is this and this is this.
I'm a millennial.
You're a millennial? Yeah.
Are you sure? I'm Generation X, which
you're on the cusp.
I'm 1965, so I'm
on the cusp. You're on the cusp. You got that skateboard ready to go.
I'd rather be a boomer, to be honest with you. I'd rather be, because I like. I think I appreciate their. I identify more with a boomer than I do a Generation Xer.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Well, why would they, hold on? Generation X was rock and roll, disco, rock and roll 80s. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. I mean, look at the music. The music that we got was so fantastic. We saw 3 generations of fantastic music. I mean, what music are you really hearing now? It's the same stuff that we've been hearing for the last 20 years. There's been no major change. I mean, think about it. You got rap.
And then you got rap.
and then you got a bunch of angry rock, these soft rock singers singing about being tortured.
I don't know. Mainstream pop music's been the same for 20-something years.
Yeah, there's been no changes. But think of we caught rock and roll. Then there was disco, which there's nothing else ever like it. And I don't think anything will ever take the whole world like that before. I mean, for 4 years, everyone was into disco. Yeah. There's never been a movement like that. You could say maybe the Beatles, but I don't know.
And then the crash of disco was so big.
Well, people so badly wanted to hate it.
Yeah.
Because they liked it. And they go, no, I'm different. That's and I think there was a little homophobia about it.
Yeah.
I think people were homophobic about that. I mean,
and there's a racist element too about getting rid of disco.
Well, the Bee Gees were white. I mean, come on.
But yeah, those were the palatable version of disco. A lot of disco artists were minorities.
Donna Summers, come on, Last Dance. How many things did we?
That's a great song.
I roller skated to Last Dance, and that's like, oh yeah, find your girl, and it was like Last Dance. Oh.
But when you say disco, I automatically think Bee Gees. I mean, you're right with Donna Summer, but Bee Gees is the first thing comes to mind.
Casey and the Sunshine Band.
I love Casey and the Sunshine Band.
When you think rap, what do you think first?
Rap, I think Tupac.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, see if you'd say Eminem.
Oh, no. I would have said Vanilla Ice, but
that's so tough. Who do I think of? Talking about the Super Bowl. It was really interesting. I was watching. They make big deals of it. There's always some political statement, and people were upset. They go, "Oh, Shakira," and they were showing their butts.
She was awesome.
And I'm thinking to myself, I just don't care. So I don't think people were really upset. I think we're being told to be upset. I said, the one guy in Utah is upset.
Dee Snider was mad.
Why was Dee Snider mad?
Oh, every rock guy is mad. I'm going on this rock and roll cruise, and so like Eddie Trunk and all these guys that are metal guys, they're like, you're telling me that Guns N' Roses was in Miami, and that's the kind of crap you put up for a halftime show? It's like, come on, you're in Miami. Shakira and J-Lo was a perfect halftime show. I like rock just like everybody else, but man, it's kind of a dead genre now. I hate to tell you guys. I mean, look, I'm going to go on this cruise this week.
How do you say? You can't say that out loud.
Oh, I'm going to say
rock and roll's been dead for a minute.
Dude,
stop it.
The metal people that'll be on there are going to be older than me, dirtier than me. It's going to be. It's going to be.
You guys can talk about your prescriptions, though.
It's everybody's. Wheelchairs. There'll be oxygen tanks. But I'm looking forward to it though. Sounds like it, doesn't it? I can't wait to see Faster Pussycat do slip of the tongue.
Well, they're a little slower Pussycat nowadays. But,
The lead singer of Faster Pussycat, his name is Tie Me Down.
No, it is not. That's a stage name.
Tie Me Down. Yeah.
Oh my
and he's probably like 700 now, and he dresses all in the leather and stuff, still like he's like back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's funny.
All right, we mentioned on the show earlier, on the actual radio show, we talked about the Green Hornet they're doing a revival. And
you made a bold statement. Reboot. Your statement was that Green Hornet was the worst superhero movie ever, and I wanted to argue with you just for on-air argue. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't think of anything worse, though I wanted to. And
Seth Rogen playing Green Hornet
was so bad.
There are things that make me hurt my brain.
Yeah.
And when they announced it, it hurt my brain. And then I was going, well, Michael Keaton played Batman. Get off it. And then they threw it in my face.
Yeah, the casting of and look, you know what? I'm a heavy guy myself. You know, I'm chubby when chubby wasn't cool. But he just could not. He was not Green Hornet. I mean, Green Hornet's supposed to be a good-looking dude, kind of like Bruce Wayne, and then he's got a badass Chinese guy who can fight for him.
They made him a clown.
Yeah,
they made this character a clown. They took this.
What is the Green Hornet's superpower?
He wasn't. Stop it.
He's
Stop. Don't Batman on me.
He's a hero.
He's Batmaning on you. You know what he's doing?
He's a hero. He's not a superhero. He was just a hero. He was not.
Why was he not a superhero?
The Green Hornet, the Spirit. They were all the same.
He wasn't cool enough.
I like that it's just subjective.
Yeah. We're moving on.
Yeah. And he had a chauffeur, and his chauffeur was Chinese, and he knew super karate.
And what's funny is that was Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was Kato,
and that was the greatest karate man ever. So.
And they called it the Kato show in China.
Yeah, but yeah, so they're going to try to they could reboot it and make it cool, but that movie was a hunk of hell.
The problem is that we know that superhero movies work when there's a certain amount of humor in it. Mm-hmm. So you can't completely go to the dark side, which is what they're going to try to do. They're going to go, we're going to fix this.
Yeah.
We're going to make it dark as hell, like Joker, and everyone's going to try to do a movie like Joker, and we're going to count the movies that tank. And watch us. A minimum of 3. Okay? A minimum of 3 movies that try to copy the Joker with a superhero with just a dark element with no humor. And all 3 are going to bomb. So we're going to start the count. And I believe the count's going to start with the Green Hornet. I think the Green Hornet will be
worst movie, Green Hornet or Green Lantern? Because
I can watch Green Lantern a couple times. I can't watch Green Hornet.
Okay.
Green Hornet, I see Seth Rogen and I want to. And listen, Seth, you're one of my people. But come on, dude.
He's probably a nice guy. He just is not Green Hornet material.
Every time I see him out there, it's always let me smoke some weed. Let me smoke some weed. It just seems like that's who the guy is.
Okay, I might have a contender for a worst movie though. But I have to ask you: is the Lone Ranger a superhero, a hero?
No, that was a Western.
Yeah, it's a Western. It's a
hunk of crap, and he was a good. They made the Lone Ranger into the goof, and then
Johnny Depp was wearing a pigeon on his head,
and Tonto was supposed to be the cool one. That was
my god,
that was friggin' horrible.
That both and Arm Hammer. My problem with him is I like him as an actor, but I wish he would not talk about superhero stuff because he pissed on Stan Lee. So I'm not too happy.
Oh, what do you say about Stan Lee?
Yeah, something about we're thinking too much about him. It was a stupid thing.
Oh yeah,
when he died, and it's like listen, don't take him from me, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, Stan Lee for me is still one of those guys that I look at right now. I don't, even though I met him, I always see Stan Lee like Shakespeare, that he created so many memorable characters, and we're going to be talking about these characters for years and forever. I mean, he's going to outlive cockroaches. I mean, it's just amazing.
When you think of the worst comic book movie ever, what do you think? Because I'm trying to come up with something to battle.
Green Hornet, I think, is mine.
I think I agree with you. I'm trying to think of something worse, but
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 was pretty bad.
I don't think that's considered a superhero movie.
It's a sequel, but movie. It's a sequel. It's not like that was the one they gave you.
No, but sequel can count for the worst. But I don't think that's a superhero movie.
Well, you said comic book movie. Ninja Turtles,
all right, you got me. All right, that's a comic book movie. Yeah.
Let me think.
Well, that's because they're trying to keep giving you more. Green Hornet, that was the first. They're giving you the first. It's not like even a reboot is considered.
The
first,
Batman with Mr. Freeze was pretty bad.
Oh,
the codpiece.
You know what?
Nipples.
That might be a good contender. That Batman with George Clooney. There are so many mistakes in that movie, and it's the lines are so bad. It's kind of you're the freeze or whatever.
It's bad Arnold Schwarzenegger puns for no reason.
When they're playing hockey, that
might be worse.
Yeah. How many times have you seen that though?
I've watched it a couple times just to go, man, it can't be this bad.
Okay, could you watch Green Hornet more than a couple times?
But I'm a huge Batman fan, so I forced myself to watch that hunk of crap. And oh my God, it is.
I think we have to differentiate between sequels. I said that's not fair because they're just trying to give you more of what they think you like, rather than try to create something. You get that first movie from scratch. Here you go, from scratch. Here it is. And I think that's any sequel. It's unfair because there are diehards like 5, 6, 7, Rambo 6, 7, 8, 9. I never want to just think like that. I want to think that, hey, you had a chance to create something from scratch. Like, for example, Fantastic Four, when they rebooted Fantastic Four. Yes, a crappy movie, but not as crappy as Green Hornet.
No, not at all. No. I can watch it up until halfway through, and then halfway through, it seems like they just gave up.
I mean, I like the characters in that movie.
Wolverine movie, the one with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, but it's not Deadpool.
Wolverine Origins.
That was bad.
Is it bad?
It's real bad.
Oh.
It's they make.
Well, you know why that got. A lot of people don't know the backstory on that. The Hugh Jackman little feud that they make fun of. They go, "Oh, we don't have a problem." Oh, yeah, they had a problem. They had a big problem because
what was the feud? I didn't know.
Here's what happens. They promise him if he plays Deadpool in this movie that they're going to give him his own movie. Well, they're coming out with the dailies, and he's killing it. I mean, they love him, and Hugh Jackman's going, "This guy's stealing my movie." So they rewrite it and they close his mouth, and that's why he has his mouth sewn shut. Is because Hugh Jackman was losing his mind going, he's stealing my movie.
And they left it in the movie like that?
Yeah. So the guy who's known for being a talking smartass, at the same time, they made his mouth completely shut. He can't talk at the end of the movie, and he's like main bad guy.
Oh, that's stupid, yeah.
But
and then they make him the ability to take on everyone's powers.
Yes. All of a sudden. That was weird.
It's just,
terrible movie.
What happens is I was reading this thing the other day about, what was it? They were talking about another crappy movie that was made. I'll move on. But anytime one of these guys want to take over the idea, they were Wild Wild West.
I love that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And they talk about how that was rewritten like 50 times.
Mm-hmm.
And the actor the guy who produced the movie, the only reason why he was a producer is he was Barbra Streisand's hairdresser. I'm not kidding. And he wound up having this whole career that he did the crappy Batman movie.
The Batman and Robin.
Exactly. And he also he was responsible for Wild Wild West. And he goes, "I think we need a metal spider." And
I loved it.
If you were a fan of Wild Wild West,
Robert
Conrad. I mean, Robert Conrad was a dude, and they go, and this is what happened. They had another actor lined up to do the Klein bit, and he saw the script. I'm not doing it. And he was a really well known actor at the time, and he was going, "I'm not doing it." So they pull Klein, and they said, "Klein, you need to be the straight man to, Will Smith." And they go, "No, we both want to be funny." And that's why it doesn't work out. One had to be the straight man.
I thought they both were funny. But anyway, but I do agree with you. I think you have made a very good point. I think I believe that Green Hornet is the worst comic book movie ever.
Now let's talk about somebody who is on the rise.
Now you get a couple minutes. Yeah.
Actor on the rise, John Cena. John Cena is being put into everything now.
I know, but I do not buy him as Dom's brother in Fast and Furious 9. He's selling the right.
You'll have to see it. I think you'll have to see it. I don't want to judge.
Fast and Furious is over, man.
You say that, and I watch this.
Oh, it'll
800 million minimum worldwide.
It will kill. It will kill.
You want to bet the 800 million?
Even Angel's over for 9.
He's going to go see it.
He'll see it.
He'll go, "Jeff, you putting that movie on?" I guarantee you.
I mean, Carlos was right. I mean, it does look way over the top, but that's all the Fast and Furious is over the top. I just don't buy John Cena as Dom's, evil brother.
Why not? I didn't think he looked that bad.
He needs a tan or something.
You know what he's doing? He's doing what The Rock does. He does the comedy movie, then he does the serious movie. He does the comedy, the serious.
Well, yeah, he's trying to do be The Rock, but he's about.
I met John Cena at Raw backstage, and Craig was there with Jesse, and Jesse's his son, and Jesse was about maybe 5. John Cena's walking by, just stops dead in his tracks, gets down on one knee, says, "How you doing, little man?" And he goes, "You want a picture?" Just out of nowhere. We didn't stop him. We didn't do anything. We didn't say, "Hey." He just automatically realizes he's going to do that.
John Cena is a great guy. He has done more Make-A-Wish appearances than anybody ever in the history of making. So that's super cool that he does the Make-A-Wish.
Not going to be good.
I just don't. I don't buy him as Dom. I like him in some movies. I just that casting I think is weird.
He's going to do exactly what The Rock did. He's going to start as as the bad guy and then become the good guy.
Exactly. It's his brother, of course. Of course.
Now, what was the movie John Cena was in where he was the parent? It was called Cock Block or something. Blockers. And there's a scene where John Cena has a butt chug. Sticks the tick, tapping his ass and butt chug something. And I was going, hey, listen, if you're gonna go for it,
might as well go.
I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, I like when one of these guys is willing to go. Okay, listen, whatever it takes,
go all the way. If people want to get any of your graphic novels, it's at BigCityComics.com. That's BigCityComics.com. People keep asking me when's the next episode, when's the next issue of Jolly Jane coming out to continue the story, and it comes out.
Issues 1 and 2 will come out at MegaCon April 16th through the 18th.
And we will be there.
We will be there. We have a 10 by 20 booth. We're going to design it ourselves. It's going to be rock star. We're going to look great.
All right, told my wife.
And I got all the root beer. We got root beer.
I told Marion I'll be there all weekend, baby, just so you know, because that's MegaCon. I like that one. People come by and say hi. That's a good
people
one.
know him, so that's good.
People
they don't know him. He's like,
if you don't know me, I can't sit there and small talk.
I'm sneaking into that one because 4 cast members from The Office are going to be there.
You're coming with us. You'll be in the booth with us. So with BigCityComics.com, remember, if you any personal injury stuff, there's no better person in town than Jeff Kaufman to handle that for you. So it's whenyouneedus.com. That's whenyouneedus.com. By the way, Craig Lynn's pretty damn good too.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big fella.
He's a big
awesome
boy.
Ryan Holmes, what you got?
Check out my podcast, Poking the Bear, and if you want, come see me at the Winter Park Farmers Market. I'd be slinging kettle corn as long as it's not raining.
All right.
Enjoy our nonsense.
There you go. I'll just point to you from now on. That's good.
Well, you forgot